Good afternoon. Welcome to Astrology for Mystics. I am your host, astrologer Jennifer Jennings. I am not feeling all that great today. I was planning on going, well, Jeff and I were planning on going to the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, but we opted out to not go because I'm worn out. And I know Seth is too. He left early today. He got there at 7:30 this morning. I did the default that, people could show up around noon because I figured, he would be there for sure by noon and he would stay until at least 2 or 3. But today he is feeling lightheaded and he's not feeling good either. So he did leave early today. He's not down there. Yeah, it takes a toll on your body when you're constantly on the go, feeling, stressed out. So that's that. Hey, Jeff. Hey, babe. So yeah, we were planning on going, but I couldn't, I can't even, I just can't force myself to feel better. I've taken some medicine and stuff like that, but I've been looking at StreamYard. So if you came on a little bit earlier, that's what was up. I mean, I'm playing with StreamYard and Streamlabs to see which one is better. I like Streamlab. I just don't know how to operate it just yet. So you may see me testing it, just trying to figure it out. But I hope you guys are doing well today. I really do. Hope you guys are doing well. So that's the thing. That's the deal. I see you're in here, Jeff. I see that there's 18 people watching and nobody's commenting. So I would imagine that it's just people uh, wanting to see what was up, see if I was at the Sumner County Sheriff's Office, and I'm not. But I am going to be working on some of my own stuff with these missing kids. Hey, Lori. I was just telling everybody that there's just no way I can go down there today. Going back and forth, traveling back and forth this week is, I don't think that that's what's made me not feel good. I think just the different atmosphere. I don't do well in Nashville. I don't do well in the atmosphere of Nashville and all of the hustle and bustle. And I lost 2 of my roosters yesterday. I'm kind of down about that today. But okay, blessings. Yeah, I'm just coming on here basically to just say, we didn't, Jeff and I didn't make it down there to Sumner County, and Seth has left early. He's not feeling good. He was feeling lightheaded. So hopefully he does okay on his way home and he makes it home safely. But he just wasn't able to stay out there any longer. He couldn't force himself to stay out there any longer. I think it's just, one of those days. Just one of those. It does take a toll. It does take a toll. Yeah. I mean, he's been dealing with throbbing headaches like crazy since that concussion. I mean, he's still, going to therapy, still going back and forth to the doctor. So that's that. But I just wanted to come on for a few and just let everybody know that that's what's going on. If you are planning on going to Sumner County, feel free. I just want you to know that Seth is not going to be there. Jeff and I won't be there. But y'all are more than welcome to go and do your own due diligence. Someone recorded Seth and made fun of him. War Damn Eagle posted the video. It's disgusting. Well, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, look at all the juvenile. It's just so juvenile. And anybody that supports which there's thousands that support such juvenile behavior, and those people too are juvenile. They're kids. They haven't grown up yet. They just haven't grown up yet. Yeah, hey, TGIF. I was wondering why nobody was there. I just left. Yeah, that's why, honey. That's why. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just couldn't go. And Seth has been down there since 7:30 this morning. Of course, he probably didn't sleep. You know, when you have a missing kid, you don't get to, especially if you care about that missing child of yours, you're not going to sleep. You're going to lose sleep. And I guess that's probably why he's lightheaded. He's probably lightheaded because of the lack of sleep. I mean, he's been down in water. I know that. So it's not he's dehydrated, but he was definitely feeling lightheaded. Called me and said, "Hey, don't even bother. I can't stay anymore. Just don't even bother." And I said, "Yeah, I don't think that we were going to make it anyway." So it is hard to think about. My heart breaks for Seth too. It really does. I mean, and anybody that has a heart and has compassion, your heart would break for any parent that has a missing kid. I haven't talked to Katie, haven't talked to Chris, so I can't say if, what they're doing, what they're not doing, how they feel, how they don't feel. I can only say what I think is going on with Seth. That's all. I can't imagine either. 24/7. That's exactly right. 24/7 stress. And it's so easy for, the juveniles to be on the streets of YouTube making fun, poking fun. It's easy for them. They don't have a missing kid. It's not real life for them. And they're juvenile as hell. So, what do you expect from juvenile adults that's just never grown up? It's sad. I can't fix, manage, control other people. All I can do is what I can do with myself. It's pathetic, but it is what it is. Haters are always going to hate. And yeah, you're welcome, Holly. I mean, we have to support the causes that we feel strong about. Yeah, they are all about the drama, creating drama. And, the sad part about it is look at how many support it. Like they throw money at it. They just throw money. The heat, I would say that it could be the heat and lack of sleep. I totally agree. Perfectly imperfect boy mom. I totally agree. Totally agree. Today, it's like, it's a beautiful day in Tennessee. But what is it like for Sebastian? What's it like for him? Is it a beautiful day where he's at? Hey, Mama Rissa. Hey, honey. I was just coming on here saying that Seth has left. He is not feeling he's not feeling good. So am I. I'm not feeling good. And yeah, some are so rude. I hate that and I don't want to watch War Damn Eagle. Not that I have anything against War Damn Eagle, but I don't want to incite and continuously look at negativity. Hey Lisa. Hey Lisa. So yeah, that I would rather us not entertain and repost the negative juvenile behavior. I think that we should repost things that are positive. That's what I think. And if it's not positive, I mean, at least repost something that isn't juvenile when it pertains to Sebastian. Everybody is, people talk about grifting and everything, but I mean, who's really grifting here? Who's making money hand over fist? It should be the father, but it's a bunch of creators poking fun and making fun. It is so disgusting to me. I just don't get it. Hey, honey. Sorry that Seth was had just left right before you got there. But he did. He just couldn't handle it no more. Just too much stress, and a lot of the raw emotions, I think, a lot of the raw emotions with just having to be there, knowing that Eric Craddock wasn't there anymore, the anger, and yeah, the stress for sure. Yeah, people do know the bad and the good, and it's crazy how much support that the bad receives. It's crazy to me, but that's humanity for you. That's humanity. It's crazy to me. It's just freaking crazy. I don't get it. When people talk about, why aren't you boots on the ground? Why aren't you looking? How many parents really want to go through trampling through woods and looking for their kid? Seth did that. Who really wants to do that? Ask all the parents who really wants to try to find their deceased kid in the woods. And Seth definitely doesn't believe that his kid is deceased. I mean, I'm sure if we talk to some of the teachers, I'm sure if we talk to some of the teachers, they'll say the same thing. They think that they sent him away somewhere. Yeah, okay, good. Okay. Well, glad he wrote to you and said something. I'm sorry. I really am. Hey, Shauna. Hey, babe. How are you doing? How you doing, honey? Yeah, he does have to take care of himself. He really does. And we all do. We all have to take care of ourselves first. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of other people, right? Yeah, there is many ways to look. And he is driven and driven and driven and chase leads and chase leads. It's put a lot of wear and tear on that truck. And there's still just so many problems with that truck. But he's making it. He's making it. Hopefully, he can get him some rest today and just not worry about it. He may go back on Tuesday. I just don't know. I don't know. And it's hard to say what his schedule would be because there's times that he may wake up and he can't even leave the house because he's got such a migraine that he is literally sick, upchucking. So if you've ever had migraines, you know what I'm talking about. You just can't leave the house if you're suffering. So that's why I did it like a default of noon. But I'm sorry, guys, for him not being able to make it there. Not to stay longer, and me not to make it there. I'm sorry. I feel really bad about that. Oh yeah, 4 days out in the sun for sure. Yeah. Then yeah, Lisa, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's not easy to have a schedule when you're suffering so much. Mm-hmm. Right. He was telling us he had to crank the truck, keep it on so many RPMs and do a flip, then clap. He does. I mean, he's left here before recently and just stalled. His truck will just stall. And it's kind of scary if you're driving and he's still doing it, stalling or not, risking his life to try to go down there, because it'll stall. And that's not good. Think about if your vehicle stalls in the middle of traffic on the on ramp or on the off ramp or something like that, and on the interstate. It's not good. Not good. Mm-hmm. Well, he is suffering, Mama Marissa. He's definitely suffering almost every day. Sure enough. It is crazy. It is crazy that people do make fun of him. It just shows you their integrity, and the people that flock to them and that give them money hand over fist is they're insane to, they're insane to me. That's insanity. I think that's insanity. My opinion. My opinion. They don't care. They really don't care. They really don't. It's sad. Well, thank you. Thank you, Kiki. Thank you. Hey, honey. Hey, kitty. Me and you. I hope y'all are doing okay today. Hope you guys are doing okay. Hey, Lori. I've been playing around with Streamlabs. I don't know how to do that. I'm gonna keep testing it out and seeing what's up with it though. I don't know how to do it, but I'm gonna play around with it and y'all might see, different lives or whatever. And I'm really not live. I'm just trying to play with it. But I haven't even looked at the transits this morning. That's how bad I'm just like dragging. I don't know if y'all can hear it in my voice, but I feel it in my lungs, my head. It's just blah. Sebastian deserves to be found. Somebody's got to be his voice. And the one person, his father, that is constantly showing that he is a voice for Sebastian, for anybody to make fun of that. I don't understand how anyone on this earth would give them a view. But you'll see that there's many views, thousands of views, and they're giving them money. All the while calling Seth a grifter while they're raking in money, talking about Sebastian's dad. And when Sebastian is found, because I do believe that he'll be found alive, and he sees all of the people and the things that they said, the things that they did to his father, I think that that'll be a day that could be a reckoning. I don't know. Yeah, shame on them, Kitty. It is sick. It is sick. I hope this private intelligence agency is working hard on this case. I hope that they all are. I hope that they all are. I would say that the FBI is going to be the way to go. The FBI. I could care less about any of the other agencies. The FBI is where it's at for me. The FBI. And if you had a missing kid, you would definitely want the FBI taking that case and running with it. If your kid was missing, right? Hey, Smiley. Hey, honey. Seth had to leave today early. So I just wanted to come on for a little bit and let everybody know that Jeff and I didn't go there today. His boss gave him the day off. Well, he had to do some things this morning, and then his boss gave him the day off. Gave everybody the day off. And so I was waiting on him, and by the time he got here, I was like, I can't make myself go. What's the breakdown of the news today? I heard. What do you mean, Smiley? The breakdown of the news today you heard. I don't know. You're more than welcome to come up here, or anyone for that matter. I can do like an open panel if anybody wants to come up here and talk. We all got to work together. I feel like if we would just all work together for a common cause, great things could happen. But when we're working against each other and pitting each other against one another, and just it's just so juvenile, y'all. It's just so juvenile. Right. Yeah, if anybody wants to jump on the panel, you're more than welcome. Come on up here, we can talk about it. Because I'm not real sure what you're talking about, Smiley. Hey, Heather. Hey, honey. That's right. Amen. Yeah, when we work together for a common cause, great things can happen. But when we are against one another, it takes time and attention away from the main goal. The main goal for any creator that cares about kids should be to find Sebastian, I mean, she should be. She definitely should be. But, she just doesn't want to be around Seth, and that's fine. But, do your own thing. Do your own thing, Katie. I mean, I would love to see her doing something, as a person that cares, that cares about Sebastian. Hey, honey.
Hey, darling, what's happening today? I heard in another chat they wouldn't let people pass out flyers.
Oh, at the Pig Fest?
Yeah, no, no. Well, I'm just talking about. I don't know what's going on. I thought where Seth and them was. Did something happen today?
No, not that I know of. He didn't say anything about that when we were talking on the phone.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
okay, okay. So he's just not going today, or
He was there. Yeah, he was there. He just had to leave. He left, I think, about 11:40, 11:40, saying that, for me and Jeff not to even come down there. I said, well, I hate to say it, but I can't make myself go. So he said, yeah, I'm lightheaded. I'm not feeling good. I've been drinking water. I can't do it no more.
bless his heart.
He said, I know
No,
that, you posted 12 and I've been here since 7:30. And I said, well, Seth, I never know when you're going to be able to get down there. So I just do a default because, he wakes up, and sometimes if he wakes up or if he doesn't sleep, you just never know, you know,
yeah,
you never
absolutely.
know if he has gotten any sleep, if he's got a migraine, or, we just never know. So the default was noon, and he just couldn't make it till noon.
Yeah, I told him yesterday. I'm like, try some Pedialyte because, that's what they give babies and stuff. Maybe that would even help. But that's hard standing out in that sun and that heat all day. And where the hell is Katie? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. But you know, I mean, come on now. But no, I heard
I
this.
don't understand. I really don't. I would love to see. I mean, I would love to see something. I understand that her and Chris wouldn't want to be, in the same, space as Seth, but do your own thing, But after a week of Sebastian being missing, and, Chris saying that he was ready to move on with his life goes on. I think that they made up their mind then that they weren't going to be doing any type of, I mean, that's what it looks like, because they haven't.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I was in another chat and somebody sent an email, and I don't know if this was after Seth left. He may not even know about this yet, but they were saying that they were not even allowing them to pass out flyers and that they had to get permission from Seth, or not Seth, actually Seth's name wasn't mentioned, but Chris or Katie or Sheriff Craddock.
Well, that is a rumor. So,
Okay.
I don't know if that is a true rumor, or how things get passed around as a fact, and you never know. But I heard the same thing, that, the Pig Fest is, for anybody that don't know, the Pig Fest takes place in Hendersonville at the Veterans Park from October 23rd to the 25th, and there's vendors. So the vendor booths are selling something. The
Yeah,
vendor booths are selling something. So if you're not selling anything and you're just passing out a flyer, I don't think that that is a requirement. I mean, I think that there is a requirement that you would have to set up a booth to sell
right.
something. So that could be it. You know, that could be it. Um, I don't know, right?
Yeah, I
But
don't
I
know if
do
they were
know,
talking about today or not. It made it sound like that they were speaking of today, but I don't know. I mean, I could
no,
be totally wrong. I
no,
don't
not
know.
today. But he was able to do whatever today. I mean, he the people at the bondsman, you know, place that he was parked in front of, they were like, you know, I can't, we can't do the music anymore. So after about 45 minutes, they asked Seth. I mean, they were really nice to Seth, allowed him to park there. They just didn't want him to play the music.
Yeah,
Um, and like I said, I mean, the Pig Fest that's coming, I heard that they wouldn't allow people to pass out flyers that kind, you know, you wouldn't have a booth, you would just pass out flyers. But I heard that they wouldn't allow that. I don't know if that's true or not. Either way, we are able to go to the Pig Fest. Anybody's able to buy tickets and go to the Pig Fest. You're able to wear whatever you want to wear as far as the attire to say, you know, Sebastian is missing. You can have the flyer on the back of your shirt. I mean, if you really want to go to the Pig Fest and you really want to show up and show out for Sebastian, because that is Hendersonville, all the community that is there should know that Sebastian is missing.
absolutely. Now that runs October what?
October 23rd through the 25th.
Okay, so I may try to come that week. You know, I assume it's on the weekend. Um, you know, because I can either go home then or whatever. So I'm hoping since I have a heads up on that, I'll be able to come.
Yeah, I mean, we could all, you know, we could all go. We don't have to, you know, we don't have to set up a vendor booth. We don't have to you know, get ourselves up in a you know, our panties in a wad about not being able to pass out a flyer. We can wear
Exactly.
the flyer.
Yeah, exactly. We can wear it. We don't need all that. We
Uh-uh.
can,
There's
and we can
always
still
ways around
speak.
what you want. Yeah, there's always ways around it. You don't have to. And I think that, you know, I haven't when we say, you know, when they say he said, who is he, YouTuber? Who is he? The owner of the park? Because it's a veterans park,
Yeah,
you know. So I don't know who he would be.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, you can hand out flyers out on the road before you even get
Sure.
there. There's so many things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and I don't know if your fair's come yet or not. I forgot when it was there, but even Wilson County and stuff like that, it may have already come.
It
I know
did.
with Summer Wells, I'd hand her flyer out all through the parking lot, and then I went in the gates. I handed it to the officer that stands there. I handed it to the ticket booth, and then I went around. I filmed all of it. I handed it to everybody and all the workers and everything. So, even no matter what state you're in, if you have a fair or anything like that, if until they shut you down, you know, go out and hand those flyers and things like that. Just
Yeah.
think outside the box, you know. But
Really. Yeah.
even while you're standing in line, I mean, that's what I did, and I got the opportunity at that time. I was surprised because even the guys in the parking lot that you know, whoever does the park and whatever they're called, the attendants, they started talking to me about the trafficking here and stuff like that. So I was surprised even they knew about that. I guess that's what I'm getting at. So
Yeah.
you pick up conversation with people and then you have the opportunity to, you know, go ahead and speak with the people about the missing child. And in this case, it's Sebastian. So any way that you can keep his name and face out there is great. But yeah, I didn't mean to. I'm gonna hop down. I didn't mean. I saw you on. I was trying to find out
Well, I'm
what was
glad that you
going
did,
on.
Smiley. Yeah, I'm glad that you did. It's I mean, I'm going to leave it as an open panel.
Yeah,
If
I
anybody wants
just
to jump up here and talk, you know, you're more than welcome. And I appreciate you, Smiley, for what you're doing. And I
I
think all
appreciate
of
you.
us, you know, just working together
Hmm.
and you know, for the common cause. Even, you know, even the hate channels, they're running his face again, you know. So I'm really trying hard to not to not get pissed off about it.
Yeah, you just gotta. You know, you just gotta just ignore it. You know, I mean, the best you can. It's hard sometimes, I know, but you just
Oh, I
got
do
to.
ignore it. I do ignore it. I try not to get pissed off because at the end of the day, you know, they are making money off of this child's talking about his father. So it is what
Absolutely.
it is. It
Yeah,
is what it is.
absolutely. All right. Well, honey, I can't see the chat, so I didn't even know everybody that was in the chat. I just had popped in real quick, but I just want to say hi to everybody. Thank you for being Sebastian's Army, and love you all. See you later. And thank you, Jen, for letting me hop up here so I can clarify some things because
Yeah,
I went
thank you.
off the rails. I'll have to clarify that.
Thanks, honey. Have a good day.
You too. Bye bye. You might
Bye.
have to kick me off. All right. Bye.
Oh, okay. I'll remove you. All right, y'all. Anybody want to hop on the panel? You're more than welcome to. You know, you're more than welcome to come up here and talk about what you think. I'm here to state what I said about is absolutely legit. Come up here, Lolly. Come up here, Lolly, and let me know what you found out. If you don't mind, if you've got time, click on the link of the StreamYard. Let me know what's up. Lolly is saying that she is here to state that absolutely what she found out is legit, which is cray cray. That's crazy. Hey, girl.
Hey, I just got a message. I might want to come over to your channel. There
Okay,
were
good.
questions about what was going on. I have no clue. I was like, it's legit.
So tell me more about
Okay.
it because I'm getting I don't know, I'm a little confused.
Okay. It's easy. We several of my subscribers were wanting to do something to help, and we had talked about getting a few of them to go out to Pigfest, and just it's going to be a large event. There are going to
Right.
be thousands and thousands and thousands of people there. So, can we pass out flyers? So, one of my mods called and talked to the Parks and Rec director. He said he would have to speak with the Proudfoot family. He said, which I'm fixing to go to lunch with. He
Oh,
said you would have to have their permission, the Bowersox permission, and Sheriff Eric Craddock's permission as well. And she explained to him, I don't want to go inside the festival and set up a whole booth and all that stuff. I'm not taking spots away, but we'll be willing to pay for, just a little card table out by the entrance. And he said, we'll have to get their permission. So he was going to talk to them and email her back. And in the meantime, she sent Eric.
oh, I lost you. I don't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can now.
Okay. She sent Eric Craddock an email asking permission to go and just set up a little table outside at the entrance. We weren't trying to cause any trouble, just wanted to pass out Sebastian's flyer and remind people he is still missing. Well, at that point, his reply was, I have nothing to do with that. You may want to check with the high school or the school property. And later that evening, because it's adjacent to where this festival's going to be at, he said. And then later that evening, I was trying to pull it up. If you'll hang on, I'll pull it up so I can read it exactly, because I don't want to get the wrong words,
Right.
But there was a reply from the Parks and Rec director. And his reply, let me get into this here. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh,
I
you're
was trying to
fine.
get onto it on my phone a while ago, pull it up, but that's when I lost you. So I got to do it over here on my
Yeah,
tablet.
that's good.
So this is okay. This is his reply. And I will say this shows his email address. I cut it off on um, the one I had put on my post, but on my live, I showed the whole thing where it shows from his email address. He does have her name there. Thank you. And he does have his name at the bottom, Director of Parks and Rec. But it does say at this time, we are not authorizing any outside vendors or distribution of any materials in the Pig Fest event other than those who are sponsors at the event. Should you wish to set up at the school property near the event, you would need to contact the school.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. After just having lunch with the Proudfoots, telling her she had to have their permission plus the Bowersox permission. And she said, but the Bowersox are not his blood family. And he said, well, that's how it is.
Oh, really?
And yeah. And so never mentioned his blood father, never mentioned Seth, just Katie, her husband, and his family.
Wow.
Yeah, it was absolutely gross.
Wow.
And then to reply with no material is to be passed out during this event unless you're a sponsor. Well, and I even went into this on my live.
How much is it to become a sponsor?
Let me pull it up real quick because I showed it on my live I did that day because I said, look, guys, let's even go through all their sponsorships because there at no point was any of the family, anywhere listed as a sponsor. Now, they may be on a committee. You know what I'm saying? They might be part of helping get it all organized and things. But Dude Wipes is their number one top sponsor. And what was it you just asked me about?
I'm just wondering how we could, so we could,
Well,
if we were a sponsor,
working. Okay, let me get to that for the sponsors so I can tell you exactly where is the
you know what I mean? Like if we
Yeah,
became a sponsor, then does that change the ball game there?
I have no idea, but I will say this. The gold sponsor is $5,000. There's a bronze. Yes. There's a bronze sponsorship that is $2,500.
Holy shit.
Friends of Pig Fest you can do for $500. But I mean, all we were wanting to do was be outside in the parking lot area. We weren't even trying to mess up their event, not trying to cause any trouble. We had a group of people that were really wanting to be there just to pass out his flyer, Summerwell's flyer, and there's a couple of other kids around that area.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what we were heard. But we have made contact with other people and they are working and said, absolutely, this flyer needs to be handed out during this event because it's one of the largest events their town puts on.
Yeah. So what about what YouTuber is saying? Could we not be outside of the Pig Fest and, people that are.
Well, it has to be off of the grounds area because you have to remember the Parks and Rec is ran by the city of Hendersonville. So having the event, it will be on city property or city approved type of property. It may be somebody else's property, but the city will have to go through the council. They will have to work with the contract to have it signed. So the city is basically in control of this property during the Pig Fest time. And all we wanted to do was stand in the,
Right.
parking lot right there at the entrance, just to remind people, hey, these kids are missing. Keep their flyer. Call in anything if you see it. That was it. That was it.
It's so interesting. Yeah. All the red flags, all the different people that are just.
Yeah. Very sad. It was disturbing to me because they never mentioned his father. Huh. They didn't say, get his permission. His father was never mentioned. But yes, we know
the Pig Fest is for the and from the community, of Hendersonville.
Right.
Maybe that is crazy.
Well, even the Bowersox do not live in Hendersonville.
You're right. But they do live in Sumner County. So I don't know if that. I don't know. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here and trying to figure out why it is.
Yeah.
How they can get away with this,
Yeah. And it's very sad. But there's other ways that his flyer can be passed out. We have a person that's helping us as we speak that is getting us access to a good location so that his picture can be seen. His flyer can be seen.
Right.
And so, we're not going to give up. We're just not going to be able to have that easy access. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we have a festival here where I live, and it's a countywide festival type thing. It's a 5-day event, and I'll go stand out at the entrance. I just give them a call every year and say, hey, I'm going to pass out some flyers on this day and this day and this day, tell them what days I will for sure be there. And I always pick the highest days because I used to help put on that event. So I know what their big days are. And so I would go those days, stand out in the parking lot right there at the entrance, pass out flyers of Sebastian and Little Summer, and never ever has it ever been looked bad upon. I used to do events. Someone called me and said, hey, we have a family in need. We want to pass out a flyer for an event we're doing to help raise this family some money. I would find them a spot and wouldn't even charge them, and it would be inside. We would make announcements for them. Those are things you do to help.
Exactly.
But they don't want anything to do with Sebastian. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is.
Yeah.
And I understand if they're worried that it's going to turn into some big ordeal. No. We just want to pass out flyers. End of story. Let people know he is still missing.
Yeah, Jay Wood, there are more photos that the FBI has put on their flyer, their updated flyer now. This is an old one. It's just one that I had that I could use real quick to just show people that I was talking about Sebastian. But yeah, they do have a new flyer. I just need to download it so I can use it on my backdrop.
On Eric Craddock's email that he sent, please make sure to use the TBI flyer anytime you pass out flyers for Sebastian. And he put the link there, and it's the one with him as a very young kid. It's not the updated version that FBI has put out with him looking like a teenage boy. it's him looking as if he was probably maybe 10, 9 or 10. And it's like, why would you want to pass out a flyer with a young kid on it and we're looking for a 16-year-old young man?
Right.
But that was his stipulation if we passed out flyers.
Right. Yeah, those signs that Seth has is absolutely, those
Yes.
banners are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Love it.
Exactly. Yes, yes. So
Was he
anyways,
taking
well, I'm gonna
psychotropic? I don't, Jay Wood is asking, was he taking psychotropic drugs? There were 4 medications that he was on. I don't know what I don't know if he was on those medications before he left, or was taken away when he went missing. But you know, we've got to remember that this isn't just an autistic kid. We have a child that is missing that has a rare, very rare disorder,
Very,
brain
yes.
disorder called 6q27 chromosomal deletion. And I got it written down somewhere. There were 4 that he was taking. I've got them written down somewhere. I just have to go through all my notes to find out, or just ask Seth to remind me again, the 4 that he was taking. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in imminent danger at this point.
Right. Yeah. And who was his doctor? Right.
Huh?
She's asking who was his doctor, you know, about the medications and things that,
Yeah.
you know, because it does make you wonder. I mean, for me, I
It
don't know if
does.
I don't know if that's where Jay Wood is going with it, but it does make me wonder if there's some type of secrecy with the HIPAA, if there's something that we're just missing here,
you know, I think now I have a subscriber over on my channel that she has 3 criminal law degrees, and she's been asking me, Seth needs to find out about his medication and have that looked into, because is someone else filling it at this time? Because that's important. That's huge. That's crucial. He has to have certain types of medications. And if there's no sign of that happening, that it can even encourage FBI even more to come in. She's trying to push to have someone above the state of Tennessee come in. And there are laws that can make that happen. But if this child has this, whatever this chromosome deletion thing, and it has to do with his brain, you know, he could be in a very bad situation right now without medication. It's possible.
Right. Yeah.
And that's scary to think about.
It is scary. It
is
scary.
very scary.
There was one, oh gosh, I almost had it. There's one medication that I remember that he was on. God, I got to go through my notes and look to find it. There was one medication that he was on that was for him to sleep, but it could have caused an adverse reaction where he would not sleep.
Right.
And I remember seeing one of Jeff's grandkids is on the same medication, and if she doesn't have it, she will not sleep at all. She will stay up all night long.
Yeah.
And I can't remember. It wasn't, I don't think so. But anyway, I mean, that is,
well, I'm going to jump down. I just wanted to make sure everything got, kind of put out there clear. I don't know what y'all were discussing. I just got a message that said, hey, go talk to them about it. Tell them what happened. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's what we were discussing, because everybody's upset about that.
Oh, I tell you, it is so sad.
Mm-hmm. It is sad.
It's very discouraging, and it's very sad. And his father's out there protesting, and they peek out the windows at him. It's just wrong. They could come out there and say, hey, we're working. We're trying our best. Hang in there, Dad. We hear you.
Right.
We understand you. No, they're not doing that at all, and it's just
It's the
very
weirdest
sad.
thing. Why
It
why would
is.
why would they prevent anybody from, I don't know, I've never been to the Pig Fest. I don't know
Yeah,
if
I don't.
I don't know what kind of, vibe it is, and maybe that's the reason. I don't know. But why
I
would they have to get Chris and Katie and the Bowersox permission? That is
yeah,
beyond. Why
that was
would,
very. And then Craddock's as well, but yet Craddock's email, he says, "I have nothing to do with the event. And if you do get permission, please make sure to use this flyer put out by the TBI." Well, it's still the one where he's young. We would want the one the FBI has done updated with, his older pictures. But it's like, why did they make it so hard?
Why is it so difficult?
I know.
And I'm sure that the school wouldn't. I'm sure that the school would actually give permission.
Yes.
Because they actually really do care about Sebastian. And
they do.
I saw one of the
yes.
I was
we've made contact with the school as well. So
okay.
There's several that are working to try to get us in a good position so everyone can see. So
yeah, I got.
And when we get that locked down, I will share it with everybody. I promise.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I got a message this morning stating that one of the teachers was on Mr. E's.
Oh yeah.
TikTok. One of the teachers is saying, that she believes that there was either an accident or that they sent him away somewhere. And that's where we're at. That's where we're at. We're just, everybody is
exactly.
this fence, this fence.
Too many questions. Too many questions.
Way too many. And it's sad that we've got Sumner County has a sheriff that is mute.
Yeah. Anyways, well, I'm going to jump off of here and let you get on with your business. I just wanted to kind of come on and just let you know what we were told. And like I said, I was blind copied on these emails, so I have a copy of them.
Okay.
And I did put the response out with it. I just had taken her name off, taken his name off. He is the Lufkin Parks. He is the Hendersonville Parks and Rec director.
Mm.
And so that tells you the city of Hendersonville has to have permission from the family, for this particular time.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming on and clarifying all that and setting the record straight with what you have found out. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're still working. So hopefully, it'll all work out. We have time. But it was really disheartening to hear we have to get their permission.
That's crazy.
And yet it was denied.
I've just never heard of such.
No. And
so many brick walls just to find this kid. To help get the word out. So many brick walls.
Yeah, that's it. And they're obviously not wanting his picture put out there for everybody to see that weekend. It makes no sense to me when you're going to have that large of a group. That is the absolute best time. And we were prepared for 5,000 flyers. That's a lot.
Yeah.
But anyways, thank y'all for what you're doing.
Appreciate you, Lolly. Appreciate you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It takes us all, don't it?
It does. It takes every one of us because one person can't do this alone for sure. Not this case.
Right. right?
Yeah. So, anyways, y'all have a great day. Thank you for letting me come up and tell
Yeah,
you
you're
what
welcome.
all
Thank you,
it
babe.
was.
Yeah,
All
thank
right. Y'all
you.
be good.
You too,
Bye.
honey. Thank you. Bye. Y'all, I've got an open panel for anybody that wants to come up. You're more than welcome to. For anybody that wants to come up, you're more than welcome to, as long as you're positive and you keep it, you know, on subject with Sebastian. But, you know, feel free, Lady Freedom, Diane, you know, Holly, Jay Wood, any of y'all, Kiki, Cinderella, any of y'all, come on up. YouTuber, Hope, Donna, come on. Anyone that wants to come up here, you're more than welcome to click the link, the StreamYard link that I am posting. You're more than welcome to come up here and talk what you think, your opinions, because, you know, and I hate that, Diane. I hate that I hate that. I hate that. Yeah, Lady Freedom, I get it. I get it, girl. Hey, Ann, you're more than welcome to come on up. Do you want your camera on? If you don't want your camera on, you can just hit the icon for the video for the cam. You can just click on that and it'll just give a otherwise you're more than welcome to show your face. It don't matter, honey. I'm sorry, Diane. I hate that. Can you swear? I don't care if you swear. I don't care. Hey, Kiki.
Hey, Jen, how are you?
Oh, just living the dream over here. I wish I felt better today. I really do. It's been really difficult for me to be able to just get motivated today. I'm just worn out.
Girl, I have coughed for 2 weeks now. I'm telling you. I can't stay on long, but I had a sort of an idea. I was thinking, we have friends that, I used to own a food truck and different things. And anybody in your area, if you have a friend that is going to be a vendor there, what would it hurt for them that's already going to be a vendor to pass out a flyer every once in a while?
Right? I don't get it. I don't understand why it's such a big deal, but everybody has their own roles. And without knowing, I just, the fact that we have to get permission from Chris and Katie and the Bauer Sox that's kind of wild to me. Why would we need their permission to pass out their missing kids flyer?
Yeah.
Why would that even be brought up?
Well, I'm saying, like, if we have friends that's already going to have a place inside there,
why ain't I showing up there?
Would that be allowed?
I don't know.
Hello?
Hey, Miss Ann.
Hey, I don't care if anybody sees my face. I just had an idea. I just had a brilliant idea. Why don't you just say you're going to pass out Summer Wells flyers and put a Sebastian flyer underneath the Summer Wells? Then that way they can't say that you're passing out Sebastians.
And you are sneaky fast, girl.
Sneaky.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I got to hop down, Jen. I'm
sorry.
I gotta go, but I just thought,
Kiki.
I just thought about that because I'm gonna ask some of my friends. I have a friend that has a barbecue truck, and if he's going down there, then I'm gonna hit him up.
Okay, yeah. Keep me posted on that, please.
Will do. Thank you, guys. Love y'all.
All right. Thanks, babe. See you later. Bye. Yeah, that Miss Ann, that's sneaky.
Well, you got to do something somehow, Yeah. That's the best way to do it. And you can put the FBI one on there instead of that darn one with him being young on there. I'd rather have the FBI one.
Yeah.
Where it shows what he looks like now, more or less.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you. Let me see if I can pull that up, FBI and Sebastian. Let me see.
I want a t-shirt though.
Yeah.
I want to get me a t-shirt somehow. If it's not too expensive.
Well, the banner that he has, that Seth has, those two banners, that would
Yeah.
be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Let me see.
I want
I'm gonna try
that
to
one
change
with the
that.
moon on the back. I want the one with the moon on it.
Yes.
Have that on the back and
I love
Sebastian
that.
on the
Yeah.
front.
Mm-hmm.
You know, put Sebastian on the front
Yeah.
and that moon on the back.
It's gorgeous. I love it.
I know.
I was
know you
so,
don't know my. What?
Go ahead. What were
I
you
know
gonna
you
say?
don't know my story, Jen. I know you don't know my story because I've not been in your chat long. Lady Freedom sent me over quite a while back, and I just love your astrology. I'd
Well,
love
I
to
appreciate that.
learn a little bit. I'd
I
love to
appreciate
learn
it.
a little bit.
Well, you keep
I
hanging
lost.
out and you keep hanging out in the chat, and you'll definitely learn as I go over the transits. Like this morning, late last night, and then this morning, you know, Sebastian is holding the fate. He's holding the fate with we the people, and look at us. You know, we the people. What does that mean, Jennifer? What does it mean? Well, I mean, there's a shakeup with us. There could be a shakeup with, you know, and there is. We've been shaken up with the communications about the pig fest, and so that is what is in transit. And I can't even make it up. Jeez.
Well, you know what, Jen?
What?
I lost my son August 4th last year, and he was just 35 years old by neglect of a doctor. And I've been on this Sebastian case with TL, which I wish I never got on her channel. I wish I would have got on somebody else's. But I been helping look like for him and stuff. And I just love this child. I love all the children of the world. I'm a mother I wanted 12 kids, but I never had a child until I was 31.
Wow.
So
I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah.
He was the light of my life because I asked God, I says, I want a boy to carry on the name. He was the last Reynolds in the family.
Mm.
My son was.
I'm so sorry. I hate to hear that.
But I loved him to death. Lady Freedom's got a bunch of his pictures, and she's put something up for him for his anniversary of his death there, a memorial of him. She done a wonderful job. She even done not long after he died there, she done one too around Christmas time. I think it was, she done one for him. And now he loved monster trucks because of my ex-brother-in-law. He got him into them, and now they're having one close. Well, not real close to us, but close enough to where we could go on his birthday. But no, I want to find Sebastian. I know he's still alive. I know it. I can feel it. And nobody believes me.
Well, I mean, that's what Seth said. His son is missing. He's not deceased. He's looking for his missing son alive. I mean, you know.
Yeah, he is still alive.
Yeah. We're looking for him.
He's still alive. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what anybody says. He's still alive.
Yeah. Everybody is sending you blessings, Miss Ann, and I hope that you know, I can't say that, you know, your pain is ever going to go away. You're always going to have that pain. But we can
Oh,
always
that
transmute it. We can transmute the pain into something greater than ourselves and give service. When we are giving service, I think that that's the best way to transmute pain, because
mhm.
it's such a strong force when we're able to do that. We're able to get outside of ourselves with our own pain and help other people that are going through their, the same type of
Yeah,
trauma with losing kids,
yeah,
the missing parents. They don't have the closure that we have. They don't have the closure. They have no closure. They have no way of knowing what's going on, heads or tails, what's going on with their kid. So they have no closure. And I think that is,
no,
it's got to be, it's got to be worse to not know, to not have closure, to go through your whole entire adulthood, go into your elderly years, kid's been missing for 30, 40 years, and you still have nothing.
yeah, yeah. There's some. I've seen some. I got that on my Facebook. I've got the Tennessee missing, and I repost them on my Facebook page to where people can see it from on my page. And then I've got some other places too. Now I got a Canadian one come in. And I says, where'd this come from?
Right.
But there was a bunch of missing kids from up there in Canada.
Yeah.
Big old list. But I want to know, what was your feeling on that, on him being there in Grandfather Mountain?
I think that, it was enough for Seth to go there. There was enough. I mean, it looked like him to me, and it was enough for Seth to go there. So, there's also, this morning I'm getting messages, and this girl is, she is saying, she was working on Sebastian's case early on, and she got she was on TikTok, but she is working her butt off now as an EMS person. But she messaged me again this morning. She said, I'm telling you, Jennifer, with all that I have, he is in Alaska. He is in Alaska. They sent him to Alaska, and she thinks that one of the Proudfoot's aunts lives in Alaska, and that's who he's with. So it's like there's so many. There's other sightings, alleged sightings. Like there was a couple of Walmart sightings. There's been so many different alleged sightings of Sebastian, and none of them have turned out to be Sebastian.
Let me tell you something. This is my feeling. When they showed that on 13 WLOS, our local news channel, about him and about him being there in Grandfather Mountain, and they showed that picture, it just hit me. Okay? Yeah. Like a brick. I knew it was him. That is Sebastian. I don't care what anybody says. That is Sebastian. And that lady that was there in that picture that you could see you couldn't see her face or anything, that's one of Katie's family members. And that is him. They even spotted him in Gatlinburg. Somebody did. And they put it on the local channel 10 News out of Knoxville about it, and they showed that picture of him. That was him. They were taking him, bringing him to North Carolina when he was in Gatlinburg. And he has been in North Carolina ever since. They showed that.
I think everybody that saw that picture of Sebastian in North Carolina thought it was him. Like I said, Seth thought, if Seth didn't think that could have been his son, he wouldn't have driven all the way to North Carolina to find out.
Well, I believe it is. I honestly believe
you're not
it.
Alone. You're not alone in thinking that. You're definitely not alone. Definitely
I believe it is.
It's an open panel. Anybody that wants to click on the link, if you want to come up and talk about what you think, with your opinion, what your thoughts are about Sebastian, you're more than welcome to click the link. As long as you're respectful. That's all that I'm concerned about, that we respect this child So yeah, I mean, anybody that wants to come up, feel free. I wasn't able to go there. Seth had to leave early. I mean, I think we're just worn down. Just worn down.
I bet you are being out there in that heat. Now
Yeah.
here in where I'm at in North Carolina, it has cooled down. I mean, tremendously. We're waking up within the 50s in the morning.
Yeah, we've definitely had the change of weather and just being out in the heat, I think, and getting hot, getting cold and hot and cold. I mean, I've got this productive cough this morning. I had a headache. I'm just feeling blah.
Well, I went and I got that first iron infusion, and they had to give me a steroid, and it shot my sugar up so high last night I couldn't sleep.
Now that would be a good one. If I could get a steroid shot, I think that would feel a lot better. But, but yeah,
Steroids.
No.
When you're a brittle diabetic like I am, steroids don't do you no good. All it does is keep your sugar high all the time.
Yeah.
I've got to watch my sugar. It could put me, if it goes too high, it could put me in a coma.
Oh God.
Yeah, I could go into a diabetic coma.
Yeah, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that, honey. Not at all. So does anybody want to come up and talk to me and Miss Ann? I've got an open panel for, I mean, I can be on here for just a little while longer. If anybody wants to come up here and talk, more than welcome to. Just click on the StreamYard link. You can show your face or not. Doesn't matter. I'm not showing mine this morning. Thank you, Rosebud. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And it gave me chills seeing it gave me chills. You know, I'm an astrologer, so obviously I look at the different, you know, I look at mythology and religion so different than other people, but I do think that there's good passages that we could live by in the Bible, and I appreciate you sharing those in the chat. Thank you so much. Very, very sweet of you. Very sweet.
Yep, God works miracles. My husband.
Sometimes our prayers are answered by unlikely sources. So, you know, I'm not, and people tend to call me all different things, even though astrology is it's the first word in my, you know, my online name, astrology for mystics. It doesn't say psychic medium for mystics. It doesn't say, you know, it's astrology. I'm an astrologer.
Yeah. I'd love to learn a lot more about that. It is very interesting.
Well, I learned the Bible. I learned mythology. I went back 26,000 years. I learned all of that before I came into astrology. And once I came to astrology, it just all made sense. It just all made perfect sense, you know, because let me add Diane. Hey, Diane. Hey, honey.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. Look at those sweet balloons. You're such a sweetheart.
Get lost.
I'm so sad there's no one here.
I know.
I don't know. What happened to him, Albert?
I'm
well,
sorry.
I hate to hear Seth is feeling bad.
Yeah, I'm coughing up junk this morning. Had a headache. I just can't get going. He called me at 11:30, 11:45, something like that, and he said he can't make it. He can't make it any longer.
Well, I understand. He's been out here all week. I was only able to come on Tuesday.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Are you local there in Hendersonville?
I am. I'm in Hendersonville, and I live within 2 miles of Stafford Court.
Okay.
So my home was searched. In fact, my husband and I bought our house but hadn't moved in. We were living further south in Tennessee, and when the news was asking everybody to check their properties and outbuildings and so forth. My husband was coming up to the house and, you know, doing improvements before we moved in. And I said, honey, please check our backyard and underneath the deck. I can't remember if our deck is enclosed underneath or if he could climb in there for some shelter. That was on a Saturday within the first week of the disappearance. And when my husband got to the house before noon, he found out from our next door neighbor that the searchers had already been there. And I just tell you what, when your property gets searched and you're that close, it just hits home differently.
It does, yeah. And so
Sure will.
how many miles are you from Stafford Court?
Just within a couple.
Okay. And they actually searched around your home?
Yes, on our entire subdivision.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Were you able to talk to the searchers, the law enforcement?
I was not. I was down in Murfreesboro at that time, but my husband had come up to work on the house, and they had already been and gone by the time my husband showed up, sometime before noon. And we learned from our next door neighbor that, you know, he had opened up our gate so they could search our backyard area. You know, as a local, I've got a lot of thoughts about the lack of yard signs and things like that. And I'll tell you that everybody around our area is very familiar with the case of missing Sebastian Rogers.
Right.
You know, I live in the Beach High School district. You know, it's sad not to see more yard signs, but from my experience talking with locals, they have their thoughts. You know what I mean? And they don't think, sad to say, they don't think Sebastian is still with us. Many think we may never know the answers, which just disappoints me so much. There has not a day gone by since this boy has been missing that I have not thought about him, prayed for Seth. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're frozen. You must be
Yeah,
driving.
she froze.
Yeah, she's frozen. I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure
she
out
froze up.
how I want to put all of us.
I'll put my windows up.
Yeah, you're fine.
No cash
Oh, no.
bail, all these things. And I was like, well, at least in Tennessee, we prosecute criminals to the fullest extent of the law.
Right.
But that has not been my experience since living in Sumner County again. And it breaks my heart. And I went to the last vigil at the church. What was that, January? I can't remember. It was after Sebastian's 16th birthday. That was the first vigil I attended. And the fact that, you know, Sebastian's mother has not attended a single vigil speaks volumes to me. Her lack of talking to the press. Well, she's done a few press interviews and, the YouTube interview at the beginning or whatever. But if I was a mother of a missing child, I would be screaming from the rooftops, and I only see one parent doing that, and that's his father.
Right.
And for all the haters that say, well, look at Seth and look at his behavior and look at the way he talks or whatever, I seriously doubt he would be down here protesting in front of the sheriff's office every day for almost a week if he had anything to do with this.
Right.
Right.
He's not going to be drawing attention to himself.
I mean, it's really not rocket science. It's really not rocket science. I mean, it's really not.
Right.
Rosebud has a question for you, Diane. Rosebud has a question. She says, I have a question for Diane. The surrounding neighborhoods, do they feel safe because of this situation with Sebastian and the police not solving it?
I would say no. It is generally a very nice area and community. The locals feel that we have to look at the home situation of where he disappeared from.
Right.
So in the beginning, yes, they were concerned. Do we have a predator in the area? You know, a kidnapper, but whatever. But the fact that there is no sightings of Sebastian on all those Ring doorbell cameras and whatnot, but they picked up a cat in the dead of night. Come on.
Right.
You know, that speaks volumes.
It really does. It really does. And like I said, I mean, it's not rocket science. It's pretty,
Yeah.
you know, we
Yeah.
can try
And,
to, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I'm pretty plugged in here. I've got a big family network, a lot of friends, not only in Hendersonville, Goodlettsville, Sumner County, Gallatin, Nashville, you name it. I'm from here. But most of the people that I talk to don't feel like this is a cover-up with Sumner County. They think that they bungled this investigation from the beginning, and they are, quite frankly, embarrassed of the missteps along the way in the early stages.
Yep.
By thinking that he was a runaway
Yes.
and not
Yes.
doing their
So
due
I
diligence.
hope, correct. I hope as a result of this case and others that when a child goes missing from your home without their shoes or their cell phone or any, pack a backpack, some extra warm clothing, snacks, whatever. Snacks. I hope that they will start locking down the home, wardening it off with crime tape, whatever they have to do.
They need to look into the house. They needed to look around in there more and do luminol and stuff. Check at Sebastian's room out. They never did.
Yeah, they they dropped the ball on that.
Correct.
They dropped the ball.
They sure did. And I have no idea if the sheriff or, the Hendersonville cop are friends with the Proudfoots, whatever. Another caller earlier said, she'd never heard of Kathy Bowersock's realtor. Neither have I. She doesn't have signs up like the other realtors in town. Like, I don't really know how much money or influence or whatever they have over the community. But when I heard the woman who wanted to put up signs at Pig Fest or whatever, and she was told she had to get, what in the actual hell?
Oh, no, I don't understand. That's the craziest thing. Like, it was almost hard to believe.
That is some bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wearing my Sebastian shirt that Seth gave me the other day, and my ribbon and my signs or whatever. There is nothing to prevent any of us from standing out in the parking lot and
That's right.
handing out signs on the way in or whatever. We don't need anybody's permission.
Right. We can stand on the
More
sidewalk.
local people. Yes.
Yeah.
And I wish more locals would stand up and voice their opinion, but I'm telling you, there is some reluctance here, including from myself. I didn't want to be, necessarily interviewed for the news. I was like, I don't want to give my name, but I'll talk to you and tell you my feelings and opinions. And so, I sort of feel like I'm a lone wolf a little bit like Seth. I mean, I wish there was a lot more community support. And by the way, Warsham's Beach Market. So I noticed back around right after Christmas, we go in there all the time. They didn't have Sebastian's poster on the door from the vigil. And I gave one to the cashier and said, would you mind putting this up on the door? And the next day, after being down here to support Seth, and damn, it's the missing cat sign. And I didn't have any extra flyers to take in there to ask them to post because I had made signs. I made these signs to hold up. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw those signs when you came out. I was like, yeah, I love that. Yeah.
I want some flyers. There's people I talk to at our Walmart.
Road, etc.
I hate that we weren't there. I hate that you got all that stuff. What are you going to do with the balloons? Oh, did we lose her? Oh, she's buffering.
Living in an HOA, so I don't know how they feel about yard signs, but.
If I had a yard sign, I'd put it out here.
Yeah, I've got a yard sign, but I
don't have a yard sign.
I need to get a new yard sign. Seth has got a few. Since you're local, we could exchange numbers, and then when I go to the area every week.
I would love that, Jen.
Yeah. And we can do it together. That way your balloons and all of that is, I don't know how long they're going to save,
I can always put them by my driveway or something, just, and that keeps the neighbors aware. I did ask my next door neighbor to come down with me today, but she had plans. Because, we've been talking a lot about this case, and I'm not going to let it go. I will never forget this boy. I hope and pray to God that he is found safely. I will do anything I can to support his daddy and, well, heck, the rest of the family if they would be interested, but they don't seem too interested to me. So, but Jen, I would love to give you my number and see if we could,
Yeah, Kiki said she's got green and white balloons too. Her and her husband went down there. They were, I guess everybody got there right before noon, right after he left.
No.
And I know that I hate that, but oh man.
He was here earlier today. I couldn't get here right at noon. And so on through the rest of the day. And
spammers, quit calling me.
Anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take up time. I'm sure you have other guests that would like to hop up and contribute. And I appreciate what you did down here this week, Jen, and broadcasting the clips and airing it live and showing your support. And I look forward to meeting you again soon.
Yeah, we will. We'll
and hopefully for a celebration.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be nice? My gosh. Oh my gosh, that would be the best. That would be the best absolute outcome. If we could just hurry up and get this solved and get him home and move on, because I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I'm just, it's frustrating.
I never thought we'd still be here 18 months later.
Yeah, me either. I really didn't. I didn't expect it, but at the same time, I get it. The law enforcement, in my opinion, they dropped the ball early on. A lot of times they do think of these kids as runaways, and they don't do their due diligence with any type of, like
Yeah.
like Miss Ann was saying, the luminol, doing all of this, looking at all the devices. I don't know.
I have a nephew that's a
Agreed.
cop, so I get to
Agreed.
talk to him about stuff.
Yeah.
And I've asked him questions, before when I first found out about Sebastian and that. I asked him a bunch of questions, and he said, see, he's in Georgia. He's a cop. And I'm right across the line from him, more or less, not too far from him. And I asked him a lot of questions, and he said the way it sounds, they really fumbled that up, and they need to be investigated.
Right. And they could, I mean, the FBI is definitely on the
Maybe
case.
that guy doesn't have enough experience, and maybe one person,
Yeah.
who's been reviewing it day in, day out. I don't know.
It's frustrating, y'all, but we,
Well,
it
it was
does
good
take a
talking
toll.
to you, and
Yeah, it's good talking to you too, honey. It's good talking to you too. And we'll swap numbers, and we'll get together, me, you, and Kiki. We'll get together, and we don't have to have Seth down there. We can go wherever we want to on the sidewalk and do what we want to do. We don't have to. And I think that would be a good idea, to go to different cities to do that, because a lot of cities may not have heard about Sebastian. The neighboring cities we could go to, go around. What is that? The Texas Roadhouse in Hendersonville. We could go near there. We could go to, well, I wouldn't say No, we won't go to Madison. They got enough people on the corners there. But we could go to different cities. We could go to different cities. That would be really cool if we could go to different cities and, show his flyer, talk about him to different people, put up the flyers. I think that would be a good thing.
I wish I could get some flyers, Jen, because there's people up here in North Carolina. They never, like our Franklin here, they never had a flyer of Sebastian up, but they won't put one up unless it's from the missing children's thing.
Yeah.
That flyer is the only one they'll put up. And they said they can't put nobody. If anybody else brought a flyer in, they wouldn't put it up because they're only allowed to put them up there.
Yeah.
And I went, my husband had to go to Seneca to get in that, and I happened to go into their Walmart because I look on their missing children things all the time. I happened to go in their Walmart, and there was Sebastian in Seneca, South Carolina.
Now, have you heard of the case of Pamela Faith Roach? Faith Roach that was missing. I don't know if. Oh God, I'm trying to remember. She has family in Seneca. She didn't go missing in Seneca, but her case was pretty big for a couple of years, and then it just died down. And that's what we can't allow to happen with Sebastian.
No.
We can't do it.
No. We can't let Sebastian die. His case die. We've got to keep it alive.
Yeah.
So if I had a way of getting some flyers, I could pass them out to people. I talk about him to people in Franklin here a lot when I go into Walmart, and I show them the flyer because Lady Freedom had it, and I took a picture of it and I put it on my phone, and I show them that flyer of him, and they says, well, do you have any? And I says, no, I'm trying to get some. I can't figure out how to print them off on my printer because I got to somehow sync my phone to this printer.
You can take the flyer on your phone and go to a Staples, and they'll print it out for you.
I don't. My nearest Staples is in Asheville, and I
Oh,
think
well,
they closed that one down.
there's probably other business centers around there though that would print it out for you. I'm sure.
I don't know. I've heard there quite a bit,
Yeah.
quite
But
a
we
bit
can,
of money to get it.
that's easy. We can get flyers to you. So I don't want to keep taking up everybody's time.
Yeah,
just
let
wanna-
somebody else come. How do you get off?
Miss Ann, I'm about to get off too. I'll get you down. It was good to talk to you, hon.
All right, good to talk to you too.
You have a good day. Bye-bye. So I don't want to take up y'all's time. Unless anybody else wants to come up here before I'll put the the link down. If anybody else wanted to come up here, that's fine. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a day. Totally up to you guys. If anybody else wants to jump up here, yeah, she could print one out with Office Max. There's different places, but we can always send them to Miss Ann as well. Seth has a gazillion. I've got a gazillion of them. So if you want to send me an email, or if you have if we're Facebook friends, you can message me. Otherwise, you can send me an email with your contact information. And let me put it in here at Gmail. And then we can start corresponding after I get your email. After I get your email, yeah. So just email me and then we can start corresponding via text. Thank you, Little Red. More than welcome to come up here, guys, if you want to talk about what you think about Sebastian, what you think is going on with the investigation, what you don't think is going on with the investigation, whatever. As long as you're respectful, we're good. We're good. Yeah, I was born and raised in Nashville, but I did move out to Houston County, and I travel back and forth every week to Hendersonville, the Hendersonville area. I travel back and forth. Gallatin. I'm in Gallatin quite a bit as well. So sold a lot of real estate out in Gallatin and Hendersonville when I was a realtor, but I've since stopped the rat race, and now I'm just looking off of Pettis Road. Oh yeah, I know where that's at. I know exactly where you're at. Yeah. That's a nice area out there. I know it used to be. When I was growing up, that was more farmland. But now I guess, there's a lot of new subdivisions too. Oh, okay. Yeah. I know where that's at. Yeah. Yeah. So you local. You're local. I hate that we weren't there. I hate that we weren't there today. I apologize. I hate not doing what I'm saying I'm going to do. Do police departments print them for free? Maybe so. Maybe so. Moved here in 2015. Where'd you move from? So were you in Tennessee before, or you moved to Tennessee in 2015? Hey, Elaine. Hey, honey. I would like to know that myself, Lil Red. You've been all over. Oh man. I moved when I was a kid. We went to South Carolina we went to move to Myrtle Beach for, I want to say about a year. About a year for my dad's job, and then we moved back. But I was a kid. I've got pictures of me on the beach, but I don't remember it. But I have been raised in Nashville. In the 615, grew up with Jelly, Jelly Roll. Met up with him and Bunny in Murfreesboro, I think in 2015. We got a lot of, you know, in Nashville, you got a lot of people that you can, depending on, you know, where you're at in Nashville, depending on where you go and eat. Some places you go and eat, you see all kinds of country music stars. It's great. I love Nashville. Nashville's grown. I don't want to live in Nashville. That is for sure. Back in the day, I mean, it was Nashville wasn't anything like it is today. Born in New York. Okay. Moved from Michigan. So we followed our youngest son here. He graduated from Belmont. Wow. I am very sorry to hear about your daughter. My condolences. So you know what it's like to share pain with parents that have closure like myself, but you and I, we don't really know that pain. That consists of no closure, not knowing what's going on, what's happening. That is horrific. The way that she passed away, that is horrific. Did they get any time? Was there justice for your daughter? I'm so sorry to hear about that. I'm very sorry to hear about that. Oh my gosh. The one that graduated from Belmont? Your youngest son? Oh, your oldest son. Oh my gosh. So oh wow. Girl. Well, I tell you what. Astrology, I don't know. Have you ever looked at your chart? Have you ever looked at your chart to see how all that was in your chart? That's what astrology did for me. That's what it did for me. My religious upbringing helped, but the astrology really sealed the deal for me to truly heal and to transmute that pain into something greater. You should definitely consider that. Definitely consider it. Definitely. Anybody that has any trauma, looking at your chart, understanding your free will, so to speak, is an eye-opener. And I think it can really push us into a great healing. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an astrologer. I'm saying that because it's worked for me. It may not work for other people. I think that if you were to get your chart read by me, I know I could facilitate a great healing. Because that's a lot. That's a lot to carry around. That's a lot for your oldest son to carry around. That's a lot. That's deep, heavy weight. Yeah, children do suffer. They definitely do suffer from survivor's guilt. Yep. There is no doubt about that. 110% true. You've never thought about astrology being a way to find peace in our hearts. I can agree with that. I didn't either. I studied astrology. I only studied astrology because that's where I felt like God was leading me to. He led me to brick walls when it came to the pastors that I was trying to lean on. The Bible, I could definitely lean on, but there was a lot of questions because I knew that, and I still know like last night, okay, just last night I went to sleep listening to the Gospel of Thomas. I've been to Israel, been to the Red Sea. I'm a seeker, I'm a seeker of truth though. I want truth. I don't want things sugar coated. I want to see the root. And that's where I feel my studies took me, was the root. Where's the root? It's astrology, the root of the religions, the root of the mythology, the myth, all the Greek mythology, all of that. It's rooted with the ancient language of the stars. And I can prove it. I prove it every day. I prove it all the time. Sebastian was in transit today. What does that mean? That means that the lunar nodes of fate, the North Node in Pisces was at an 1846. His fourth house of home with mom, his Uranus there in Pisces, 1846. So the North Node was just sitting there. There was a fate that was coming over. Groups. Who are the groups? That's us. We are the groups. So I show it all the time. It's just so, it's a beautiful language that we are just dumbed down. We have been programmed to lead ourself with the world. The world is programmed. It's broke. Hello at Jen, bad chat. Who is, what do you mean, Mackenzie? I don't understand. Bad chat. Hello, Mackenzie. I don't know what you mean, if you're still here. Oh, hello, Jen and chat. Okay. I was like, what you mean, girl? Yeah, you should consider it. I've got on my stand store, I do have all of the different reviews. Some of them on my stand store. I can't put all of them on there. I mean, I guess I could. But I've got great reviews. I've never gotten a bad review. The last one that I did, I'm still waiting on her review. I don't know if she's still in the chat or if she's in the bushes, but I'm waiting on your review, girl. And she was flabbergasted. She couldn't believe it. And she had been read by other astrologers that are well-known astrologers. I'm not a well-known astrologer yet, but she had been read by well-known astrologers, and she had never been read by anybody before, like myself. So you're fine, Mackenzie. You're fine. Yeah, you're fine. I was just wanting to clarify, and then I saw your sweetheart. Thank you, Mackenzie. You're fine. No problem. It's good to see you. Good to see all of you guys here. Yeah, we should. You just go to my stand store and book a session, and I think that would help you. I think that would help you a lot, just to see that it's not there's no coincidences. And eventually we can learn to just have faith in fate and try. There's some things that we can try to fix, manage, control, but at the end of the day, if it's not fated, it's not going to be. If it is, it's going to be. And we just have to come to that. It's hard for our mind to accept that we can't fix, manage, and control our life. People say, oh, don't put that out there. I block people on accident here. I've got this productive cough. I can't stand that. Do you mind giving us the price per hour, or is it the entire reading, no matter how long? No matter how long. It's generally 2 hours. It takes 2 hours for me to go around your chart fairly quickly and to talk about the different things that have taken place in your life It's $120. A lot of times, I mean, I get tips even afterwards. I'm not saying that you would have to. I'm just saying that is a, people are really taken back by, and when I read it intuitively, you get that. And then when the reading is done, then I send you about 45 pages worth of data from the software. Girl, I didn't even know you were here. I didn't even know you were here, D Green. Well, thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in, girl. But to get back to that, Little Red, it's 2 hours. We do that intuitively, and then I send you a PDF, 45-page document, and that's all the data. It's just going to break down all of the data. And then you have that to reflect on, to read. And then once we establish that first read, then any other, if you have questions, you need any type of, counseling. It's not like I'm a licensed therapist, but I'm saying, if you need a counseling session with me per the astrology with your birth chart going on with you that day, or you've got something coming up and you want to get some insight, then we can look at that too. But that first initial read, it is a great price. Yeah, it is. I'm very, very reasonable. Now my maps, if you wanted a map created, now that's where we're getting into a $400 or $500 reading, because I'm going to create a map for you and then I'm going to read it for you. So I don't just create maps for the missing. I also create maps for those who aren't missing. You want to see if you're thinking about moving, and you want to see, where it is that you would be a good place for you to move. Of course, who wants to move on their Pluto line? Not me. Who wants to move to their Chiron line? Not me. You know what I'm saying? And you could be living on that line and not even know it. Some people are like, I didn't like this place that I lived. But man, when I moved here to Nashville, great things were happening. Well, it's because you moved on another line, and the way that it's expressing itself with you, it's crazy. It's truly like a spooky action at a distance type of thing. It's really cool. It's really interesting. And that's why I still do it and will die doing it. It's because it's so interesting. It's fascinating, and it goes deep with spirituality and, your higher self, your higher power, whatever you want to call that. You can call it God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. That is what we are always seeking, right? And so when you're seeking that, it's also seeking you. That's the way I look at it. The only way that I feel like we can really change our destiny, it is done by your birth date and your birth time. Birth time. So the birth time is going to be found on your long form birth certificate. Your short form, you can get a copy of that, $10. For your long form that's got the birth time, that's $15. You can go into a Department of Human Services and get a copy of it. You can get it online. Oh, I'm so glad that I found you too. I'm glad that we found each other. You must be on a Pluto line. It could be. I mean, you just never know. I am in between my North Node in the 8th house of Capricorn. I'm in between my North Node and my Mars. And I know why. And it expressed the way that it expressed itself when I moved here. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect to be in for a leader. That means that I am mastering the things that are hidden with the investigations with authority. I'm mastering it. Capricorn is like the hermit, so I am definitely a hermit now that I've moved out here. I don't like to leave the house. I don't like to leave. And this is where I'm fated to come. In fact, we learned right before I moved that my paternal grandfather was not my paternal grandfather. My paternal grandfather is actually from out here where I moved to. So that also coincides with that line that I'm on where I moved. It's only, when I map some, it's just expressions of behavior. It's just expressions. That's all it is. Behavior. Yeah, I don't like to go out. Like me going out, going back and forth has wore me out. I don't like leaving. I just love it out here. When I go to Nashville, it's just so much. It's just so much hustle and bustle. I'm tired of it. I lived it for many years, and I like where I'm at. I like where I'm at today, But I appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for this long, talking to me. And you are a Capricorn. So I'm a Pisces, but I rise in Gemini. So where you rise at is really a lot more important. You want to know where you rise. Where are you rising? I rise in Gemini. So communications is where it's at for me. But I shine with spirituality, with groups, and God. I got one foot here and one foot on the other side. I'm just, straddling both worlds. So I'm a Pisces, but I rise in Gemini. My moon is in the third house of Cancer, and it's critical. It's a critical 29 degree. Critical 29 degree. So your sun sign is just a minute part of who you are. Your rising sign, though, that's where you really want to see where you're rising, because your relationships are going to be impacted by that rising sign. So like Kiki, you're saying you're a Scorpio. But where do you rise? How do you know where you rise? You have to know your birth time. Once you know your birth time, then I put it into my software. You can go on to Astro Theme. You can put in your birth time, and then it'll show your whole chart. And that rising sign is where you are literally rising when you come into the world. When you come into the world, that is where your personality is making a mark, and it'll continue to make a mark over your entire life. It's just going to show a pattern, throughout your whole life. And so if you are, let me show you a different screen here so you can get an idea. This is ancient. Let me go to the other. This is ancient right here with the rising sign. Yeah, that's not going to work. That won't work. Let me see. Hold on. Let me show you. I don't really want to show you just any birth chart, but your rising sign, that's the zodiac sign on your ascendant. Let me see if I can pull up a different, download another photo, but your rising sign is going to be that zodiac, the zodiac sign that was on the eastern horizon as soon as you were born. That sign. Let me see if I can save this image. Hold on. Let me see if I can save this image. And then I'll put it up so you can see what I'm talking about. No, dang it. It's a web file. Let me see. Hold on just a second. I'm not looking at the chat. Let me see if I can. I can't. Oh, well. Let me see. Let me just share my screen. Hold on. Let me share my screen. And I'm going to show you transits right now. I'm going to share the entire screen. Let's see. Y'all let me know if you're able to see that screen. I don't have my YouTube up. Just let me know if you're seeing the screen now. Just say yes. Let me know. All right. So what you're going to see is we're rising in Sag. We're rising in Sagittarius. This is the zodiac sign at the time in Nashville, Tennessee. The Eastern Horizon. So here we are. The moon right now is in Scorpio in the 11th house of groups. The groups are us. The groups are us. We the people. This is Uranus rules this home. But even though Uranus rules this home, because we have different houses in a wheel, we have the rising ascendant. There is Ashria. You can see that she is traveling in the 12th house. So she is at a 12 degrees. So this is in the 12th house, things of the past. Here's the rising sign, Sag. And then we're going into the first house. So anybody that's being born right now, they're rising in Sag, but all of the glyphs, all of the behaviors are in Capricorn. So you have to combine those two. You combine what it means to have Sag. What does it mean with Capricorn? So you combine the two, and that's how you read it. But y'all aren't reading. You're thinking about astrology and how it works and all of that. So obviously, if you've never seen a chart like this before, this looks foreign. You're confused. You could be intimidated, but the more that you look at or you participate and come into my lives when I'm doing live videos like this. Look at this. I'm going to show you when Sebastian was in transit. Let's talk about that for a second. While I'm showing you this, might as well. Let's see. I'm going to go back hours. I want to get this. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get this North Node of Fate, the nodes of Fate, to be at an 1846 because that's Sebastian. And I'm going to show you here in just a minute why I'm saying that that's Sebastian. All right. So it begins last night. Let me get it to the exact moment that he comes in transit. Excuse me. I'm going to take me some medicine for this cough. So I'm going to wait. I'm going to keep on going. Maybe you were online last night. Maybe you heard some chatter. This is when it begins. 9:47:57 p.m. last night. This is the Fate. Okay, so we're going to look at this for a second. Oh, I've looked at this already. We're going to look at this. We're going to talk about it for a second. And sorry, guys, I'm not looking at the chat just yet because I'm pulling all this up. Mackenzie, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me pull Sebastian up, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do is I'm going to duel it out. I'm going to have two wheels. Let me see. I got a lot of Sebastian. Hold on. Let me find his chart. There it is. I'm going to have two charts. I have the birth chart of Sebastian on the left, and then I'm going to have the transits from last night when he became fated. There was a fate that began last night with him. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing Faith, and I'm not going to pull up her chart, but I can see it. So there's a Fate here. Hold on. There it is. Okay. So the 11th house of groups, this is where it begins, this 1846. So what's happening is the lunar node The North Lunar Node right here at an 1846 in Pisces is basically sitting here, with his mom, with his home, with all things having to do with Pisces. And what does Pisces mean? What could we learn from this? Well, Pisces is water. Prisons, hospitals. Is he in a hospital? Is Sebastian did they put him in some type of mental hospital? Is he in a hospital? It's about surrender and acceptance. Charity, spirituality. It's ruled by Neptune. And so we could even, because the fate is in Pisces, sitting here, the data is going to say you've got a busy, unusual, and unconventional home. As a child, you experience sudden changes in your home environment. As an adult, you may seek unusual homes. So an unusual home, unusual place. Is it an unusual group facility that is medically inclined? For Sebastian 6q27 chromosomal deletion, there's all kinds of ways that we can decipher what this fate is about that came over him last night. Now, who else do I see from looking at his whole family and friends? You know, who else am I seeing here while this fate is coming over him? Because the North Node is saying that it's a quest to learn to serve humanity. You need to let go of possessive and passionate personal relationships in order to carry out a detached service to humanity. Rely on your intuition and develop a spiritual understanding. But see, that's the data. That's the software data. We got to go deeper with just data, right? We got to go deeper with our intuitive means of what this actually could mean. This 1202 was in transit when Sebastian went missing. It was. Sure enough, it was in transit when he went missing. This is the divine justice. This 1202 goes to his stepsister. And I'm not going to pull up her chart and really get deep into this. I've already looked at it. The 2144 is, there's a relationship here in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. This 2144, there's a relationship. There's a conscious raising experience with the FBI. This 2144 goes to Chris Proudfoot and the FBI. If Chris Proudfoot's birthday is correct, if I have it correct. I think I do. And the moon is reflecting in the 7th house of relationships and partnerships. It's reflecting in Scorpio. Scorpio is about hidden sex, other people's money, things that are hidden taxes, other people's money, paying somebody off. There is an emotional intensity, a strong need for drama. Whoever would be born at this time, their mother is experiencing crisis. A crisis. And of course, Scorpio is also about death, rebirth, regeneration, other people's money, things that are hidden. Things that are hidden. This fate was coming over Sebastian. And I want you to see this. See Mercury in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th house of kids and creativity and education. Mercury is a 2147. Mercury is coming into a 2148, and Mercury is actually sitting here, and it's opposing the 3rd house of communications with the groups. This is all about the pig fest. This is about the pig fest, y'all. That's what I think. I think it's about the pig fest and everything that people were learning, because Mercury is about the media. We wanted to hand out flyers, But guess what? Mercury is opposing here. There's a major challenge because Leo is opposing. It's the opposite sign of Aquarius. Aquarius and Leo oppose one another. That 2147, Mercury is coming into this 2148, same degree, but we can't dissolve it until Mercury moves way away. And possibly when Mercury comes into this midheaven, I think that we've got some great things that are ahead. I think that there's great times ahead, but there's just going to be brick walls that we're going to keep running into until the time is right. The hate channel's laughing and making fun of him. They are disgusting. And anybody that gives them a view, don't give them a view. Just don't. Just ignore them. Act like they don't exist. All those people that are throwing money, they're childish too. They're childish too. It's the most disgusting thing. They're juvenile. They're juvenile. We're going to figure this out with the park. We'll figure it out. If it's destined, it's going to be. And if it's not, it ain't going to be. Point blank, period, right? So what is going to happen? What will happen when Mercury comes here? It's going to be a critical transformation with the media. It's going to be critical. And so y'all want to stay tuned with these lives as I go and I run the tape through and about things that we could look forward to, like that 2904. There's a lot of things that are going to happen before Mercury gets there. But there is a time that's going to be allotted for greater things to come our way. So that 2904, it's going to happen September 1st. September 1st, 8:47 p.m., Monday night. Yep. So I wonder how this is going to express itself. So I'm going to be looking at this. I'm going to be looking at it with other people's charts and just to see how this is going to work itself out with Sebastian, because the media is going to be there's a transformation here with the 5th house of kids, with education. And I'm going to study this so I can come back and I don't know, maybe I'll do a video about it. I don't know. But I need to look at the different charts that I have for the family members and see how this could work itself out. Now, I want to say, is it Nebraska? Let's look at Nebraska. Is it Nebraska? Let me see if Nebraska's got that. I've got to take me some medicine. Yeah, I don't do the negative energy either. I can't. I just can't. It's a waste of brain cells, y'all. It's just a waste of brain cells. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. I'm not going to repost any of that crazy stuff. No way, Jose. Ain't happening here. Yes. So it is Nebraska. So that energy that Sebastian has, that is a major transformation. The 2904. Now it could go to other states. It could go to other countries, but I'm thinking about this. So let's look at this for a second. Holy moly. Hold on, y'all. Let me go get me some medicine. I'll be right back. But I want you to, so when you probably can't see, let me take me off. Damn, I didn't know I'm still on there. Hold on. Let me take me off. Get that full screen going. Let me take the media off. Let's see if no, it doesn't do any good. Okay, so it don't matter. What I want to show you guys is a numbers game, okay? This is where I'm really good with playing match, You know, when you're a kid and you're playing the numbers game, you're matching. You're just matching numbers. I'm just going to match numbers here. That's these numbers that are connecting, these degrees that are connecting literally matter in the state of matter. And Sebastian is going to be, what is going on here? Hold on. Let me take some medicine and look at this because this is wild. This is wild. Holy shit. This is wild. Hold up. I'm just seeing this for the first time. I'm just seeing this for the first time. There's a major connection with Sebastian and Nebraska. I'm not saying that this is where Sebastian's at. I noticed that Sebastian has this 2904. I remember Nebraska has the fate, the lunar nodes of fate with the 2904. And so I want to see the media attention with Sebastian and Nebraska. And then I see that there's a letting. Sedna is at a 150. It's at a station. They have a 150. And then I noticed that Sebastian in his chart, his Saturn is a 2113. This is about the public image and his health. And that 2113 is also where Nebraska has their Hades. There's a huge weight with authority, with the business. And it's the same degree. It doesn't have to be in the same sign. It doesn't have to be in the same sign. And Sebastian shines at a 1542, and they have a 1542 in their chart. He shines in Sag going far. And there's a shakeup, abrupt shakeup with Nebraska, with how he shines. This Sag energy is definitely about this ninth house. Could be religion, religious. Very interesting to me. Huh. Very interesting. You see that Sebastian has this 2046. It's not a 2047. It's an opposing force, but the TBI definitely has a 2047 in their chart in Aries. So there's an opposition there. And I don't expect y'all to even understand what the hell I'm saying today. I really don't. Because a lot of y'all are probably new to this channel and you've never even seen anything like this. You've never heard anybody talk about it like this. So I don't expect you to really get it or understand, but just know that there is a fate that has come over Sebastian. There is a fate that has come over Nebraska because they have that 1844. So at least the 1846 goes to 1845, and then it comes down to the 1844, and there's a letting go here. What's going on in Nebraska today? Let's just look at this. And then I'm going to, let's see, Nebraska. See what the news is saying. What's happening? What is it that we can understand? Don't see any news. No news? No news in Nebraska. I don't care about the game. Interesting. What about news in Nebraska? Oh, Kate, are y'all talking about Katie? No news. Where in Nebraska's news, y'all? What is going on? Aquarium? No. Interesting. College football, Stars Alone, Arrowhead, Swift. No, no, no. Oh, was that Taylor Swift? We do know that he loves Taylor Swift. I think I just saw something. Travis and Taylor attend Nebraska-Cincinnati game after engagement. Huh. Nebraska football deletes post mocking Taylor and Travis engagement. Interesting. We know that he loves Taylor. Nebraska and Taylor Swift. So that was 6 hours ago. I wonder what time that game. Let's look. Hold on. This fate was taking place with him last night. How weird. With Taylor Swift. So it's taking place with Taylor Swift. Do I have her birth chart? I bet she doesn't even have a birth chart. I mean, a birth time. What in the what's going on here? Let me see if maybe I do have a birth time for her. Right? Right, Lady Freedom? I guess I do have a birth time for her. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. So let me just look at her and let's just look at her and Sebastian for a second. Because this is showing, look at that, 150. Okay, so this is about Nebraska. Her in Nebraska with the groups, with the little, okay. All right. So that's why. That's why, y'all. That's something. That's something. So let's look at this again. Hold on. So Sebastian last night is faded with groups. There's a shakeup. It was unexpected. Was he at the game? Did anybody? We need to watch the game. Was he at the game? Because there's a breakup. I mean, not a breakup. There's a letting go here. And then when it comes over Nebraska, when the lunar nodes come down to that 1844 with Nebraska, Sedna, it comes stationing. She stations, and it's a communications about two people, and that would be Taylor and her dude. That's a trip. That is why there is an opposition. So is it really about the Pig Fest, or is it about Nebraska? Shh. Y'all. Oh my gosh. You got to be kidding me. This could have everything to do with Taylor. The game. With this fate. With Sebastian. And it would be a relationship with Chris. Relationship with the FBI. With the investigation. There's a justice here. And it's going to Faith. Long travel. Could we look at that game? Oh my gosh. And I'm not about to sit and watch a whole game. But I know that my daddy would. They don't have credentials to access any other country's facial recognition. Yeah. I'm not okay. Y'all got a whole nother conversation going on. The facial recognition, would love to see what it would be like here at this game with the facial recognition. Something's up here. Something's up. This fate is coming over Sebastian. I wonder what time they did it. Because this would be it. Or pictured publicly. There's a fate here with Sebastian. Nebraska. What? Damn it, I wish I would have watched that game. Or we could rewatch it. Okay, I'm not seeing anything else but just them two, and I don't see the time. What time was this engagement? 9 hours ago, 15 hours ago. 15 hours ago. Interesting. So I don't know. Don't know what time they got engaged. Let's see. Look at Taylor with this fate last night with Sebastian. 439, 438, 150, 150. That's her Venus. That's the cameras. The groups. She's got the 1527. Okay. So that's coming into, there's going to be a lot of energy here. With the engagement ring, the engagement. People probably talking about her engagement ring. That's just wild to me. It's so wild that he is fated last night and how he is showing up with Nebraska. I'm just kind of shocked here. And then there's going to be a lot of disordered aggression in a couple of days. There'll be a lot of disordered aggression with her in groups. Oh, that's already in transit. Look at that. That's coming in transit right now, probably. Yeah. With Hygeia, let's see. The wisdom of relationships, the justice, the contracts with her marriage. Oh, there's all kinds of shit talk there's all kinds of shit talk, I'm sure already. Yeah, we're going to have to rewatch this game. Anybody that can rewatch the game that likes football, that can rewatch and see, just look at see if there's anything that you can know, because there was a fate over him last night and it was with groups. There's a shakeup though. So it's with We the People. This shakeup though, with the lunar node of fate, It's unexpected. It was in transit when he went missing, just so you know. It was definitely in transit with the health factor when he went missing. That's just wild to me. It's wild. It's wild that the connections that he has with different states, right? With different states, different countries, but I didn't expect his Saturn, this degree of Saturn in Virgo. I didn't expect it to also match Nebraska. And then the fate that is coming. When Nebraska is also going, it's going to be all about Taylor Swift, but there could be some media. Could be some media, y'all. Could be some media that's coming. When did I say it? September 1st, Monday night. Monday night. Interesting. That 2956. Pull up Tennessee. I would look. I'll have to find that dang game. September 1st. You see how the state of Tennessee has 2956, 2957 degree. Taylor Swift, she has a 2958. Okay, so it's going to coincide with her too, with what I'm about to tell you. Saturn is going to come over her first with a lot of energy with the groups and the contract that she's setting up about the money, honey. Okay, there's a money contract. I can already see it. Lots of limits and obstacles, a lot of chatter, a lot of people just going to be running her into the ground. During that period, though, there's a lot of media attention on Nebraska, possibly children, or just the publicity, the media, the publicity Monday night about her. However, this is also showing up for Sebastian in Tennessee too. It's not just about her. Because the state of Tennessee is going to have limits and obstacles with the past. Monday night, with the magnetism, the warring with the kid, with children, with education, with publicity. Because this fifth house of kids is ruled by Leo, so there's a lot of publicity. That is where the state of Tennessee is magnetized with education, publicity on children, major transformation with health. When it comes to the way that Tennessee educates children, and the money too, the transformation with money with kids. But there's limits and obstacles here. Limits and obstacles with the way that Tennessee and children educate. What is going on here? I've seen this, but I didn't realize. And that's my Palace degree. It's going to be in transit all day, shaking me up with investigations with this game. So I'm leaning more toward the game just to see if there is any possibility that we could find Sebastian with looking at this game. So it's going to be a 2957. Saturn will come to her, to Taylor, and then it's going to come to the hometown right? Because she's from Hendersonville. It's going to come to her hometown here in Tennessee. Going to be limits and obstacles with the groups, with We the People, with the competition, the performance, the money. But we also have a missing child that is going to be in transit at the same time with the media. Why? Why is he so connected to Nebraska and the publicity? Why is this so transforming for Sebastian? So if anybody can watch that game just to see if he is captured, that would be a good thing. And I want to try to do it myself. For sure. Let me look at the TBI. This is crazy. I just stumbled upon this. What was the game? The Nebraska game last night. I'll look and see. Hold on. It was last night. Make first public appearance as newly engaged couple. Pairs her new engagement ring with a pleated miniskirt. Attends UC Bearcats game versus Nebraska. That's the game. That's the game. Interesting. See you soon, Lady Freedom. See you soon, honey. I'm about to get off here myself. I don't know that I can handle much more. The TBI though, let's look at this. I'm going to show you the TBI. So the TBI, that 2047 that they have, it's about things of the past with the head. The action that they take. And it's in opposition with the relationships with Nebraska. Interesting. So I'll add this one onto the list for sure. For sure. I'm going to have to add this one on the list of possibilities. Possibilities that he could be. Got to add it onto the list. Because not only does TBI and Sebastian, Sebastian is definitely matching their lunar nose of fate. Nebraska is fated. Okay. They're holding the fate. Nebraska is fated with Sebastian's transformation. Right here. That 2904. He is fated, or they are fated with the publicity. And it would be great to see him at that game. Because it would definitely be abrupt, right? It would be, oopsies. That's what Uranus is going to do. It's going to shake you up and it's going to bring abrupt changes. Abrupt. It's not just a slow, no, it's going to be abrupt, quick. There could be a quick flash of Sebastian there and it just, trip people out. Am I being hopeful? Maybe, but I'm just looking like it's possible here. It's possible. Very possible. And then this 1527 is coming. There's going to be a lot of energy with it, with Taylor. Interesting, interesting, interesting. $456. Let's look at this, 456. So that's Mercury. So that is going to give us Nebraska, Sebastian, media. There's a media here. I'm going to slow Tennessee down. I'm I'm about to see where Mercury, let's look at Mercury now. Let's get Mercury that 456. Let's let Mercury just hang out on Sebastian's midheaven, 456. Break up with Tennessee. God, there's so much here, y'all. It's just too much. I can't even wrap my head around it all. I can't wrap my head. Yeah, it would be nice if she did. Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if she would, but she hasn't. So this 140, oh God, there's so much to see here. I might just need to do a video on this. A whole video. There's a lot here. So what I'm looking at is the media is Mercury. Mercury is the media, the communications, and it's just going to sit on Sebastian's midheaven. Right here. Sebastian's midheaven is a 456 and it's in Virgo. So Mercury's just going to sit here. Huh. Interesting. Taylor. Yep, I can't do it anymore. I hope you guys have a great afternoon. I just can't do it anymore. I'm still just not, I just can't, I can't. I want to study this, but I can't pull up all the charts that I want to. I don't think that that would be respectable. I want to lead with integrity with what I'm doing, but this 142 is the FBI. It's the same degree that Kathy Bowersox has, that she shares. If I have her chart right, it's the same that she shares with the FBI. And there's going to be a massive transformation here with groups, with us, with her, and the FBI. So I don't want you to think that I'm pulling this out of thin air. I'm serious when I say that I want to look at that game in Nebraska last night. And I want to look to see if Sebastian could be there. And like I said, it could be wishful thinking, but I don't know. Until we check it out, we don't know. We don't know for sure. But there's an abrupt shakeup that took place last night with groups. And it could be on that video. There could be some type of evidence that we'll see Sebastian's face. And you just never know. You never know. Anybody that watches it, if you guys watch it and you see anything or you don't see anything, send me thank you, Lisa. Send me an email. Jennifer T. Jennings @gmail.com. Send me an email. I think that that's exactly what's going on. I don't know though, Lisa. I mean, I'm having a productive cough. I just don't feel good. I just don't feel good. And that's why I didn't go today. But I've been on here for almost 3 hours, and but I'm really captivated with this. I don't want to stop with you guys, but at the same time, I want to keep it going, and I want to see who else I'm seeing in this chart. I see different states. I see different people. I see myself. I don't think that, me personally, my opinion, I don't think that Sebastian's deceased. I don't think that anybody has offed him or anything like that. I think that he could definitely be in another state, another country. I'm hopeful that he is. You know, some people believe that he was abducted. Some people believe that, you know, the parents had something to do with it. The mom, you know, she was the last person to see him. So we just don't, you know, we can all speculate, we can theorize, but the bottom line is, where is Sebastian? Once we find Sebastian, everything else can work itself out. And what I'm seeing here is that there is a possibility that we could find him. I don't think that this is the Pig Fest. I don't think that this has anything to do with at night. I think that this could have something to do with the game last night. And I think that you see why, because, I mean, there's a connection that he has with Nebraska. And that connection that he has was in transit last night with this fate, the fate that shakes him up abruptly with video. That's what was happening when he went missing in the middle of the night with the lights. And this is what is happening with him now, or was happening with him last night during this period of time. And I doubt it was online chatter. I think it had to do with Nebraska, but I could be wrong. We'll see. Anybody that can watch that, please let me know if you see anything, and I'm going to try to watch it myself. I'm going to try to find it and watch it. Yeah, it could be a family abduction. We just don't know. You know, we know that the only parent that's raising all kinds of Cain is Seth. I mean, so he wasn't the last person to see him. His mother was. So we can only work with what we have been given from the law enforcement. You know, are you in the right place, astrotheologist? I think you would be with a name like that. I think you would be. If you like astrotheology, I do too. This is what this is. This is astrotheology, aka astrology. All right, y'all. I'm going to jump off here. I appreciate you guys. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. TGIF. I'm going to take me some medicine and just chill out. I appreciate you hanging out with me, being here with me. Oh, thank you, astrotheologist. You better subscribe. We can vibe. We can talk some deep stuff. I love astrotheology. Love it, love it, love it. I'm passionate about it. But love you guys. Hang in here with me. I know that this is a different type of way to investigate, but guess what? It can work. It can when we work it. And right now I'm ready to work to see if Sebastian was at that game. All right. Until my next live, my next video. Peace out, y'all. Have a great one.